I just think it's cool. I think it's awesome when people are comfortable with doing something that makes people uncomfortable, but not in a harmful way.
I don't disagree with the concept of shattering people's realities by being actually subversive or saying something that is truthful, even if you use language that is spicy or exaggerated. I've done that in the past. That has caused me to be, on a bunch of different lists of people that want to execute me.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like my comments on 9/11 and whatnot. But ultimately, I think that is like my ultimate goal. There is not just to like shatter someone's reality for the sake of purely shattering someone's reality. My ultimate goal there is to teach people something, and that is that American foreign policy had direct consequences that led to 9/11.
Yeah.
And the irony, of course, is the amount of people that have reached out to me since it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and since the new documentary that just came out on Netflix, the amount of people that have reached out to me and been like, dude, everything you described to me back in 2019 about like why you said what you said is is something that I believe now. Mm-hmm. Like I totally understand what you were saying now. You were telling me back then I didn't give a, but now I'm like seeing other documentaries and other information come out of it, and it's like now becoming mainstream thought.
And I think that those people that do that are extremely valuable as well. Like Graham Hancock even talks about, he's set the clock way back from where we thought humans were first appearing on Earth, and now it's hundreds of thousands of years before that now in Egypt. And we're also realizing that the Amazon was man-made in a lot of ways. So I think that
What? Is that true?
Graham Hancock, look it up. Let's look at that.
Who is Graham Hancock? Okay, dude.
Because a lot of the Amazon is becoming deforested. Mm-hmm. And so they're finding man-made structures in the middle of it.
This is some Joe Rogan shit right here.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Of course he was. This is some real.
Just because you're on Joe Rogan doesn't mean you're completely
No. I'm just saying that like this is definitely some shit that Joe Rogan would like absolutely love.
Look up Graham Hancock Amazon if you want to know directly just about that, or if you want to watch this. Because I want your opinion on this. I want your genuine opinion.
Okay. Okay. Someone said, archaeology student here never trusts a word from Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock is a far-right anti-Semite. It's not surprising. Okay. Show me, this is why her friend didn't match with you, by the way.
What?
They're saying this is why your friend didn't match with me on fucking... Okay, Amazon.
She said just because she wasn't on Raya anymore.
Oh. The Joe Rogan
Wait, if she wasn't on Raya, how did she know?
That's what I was just thinking.
Oh, so she would have matched with me.
Probably.
Ooh, is she cute?
I think she's cute.
Okay, good to know.
She works for Columbia Records. She's a boss bitch.
Hell yeah. Good to know, dude.
Yeah. Making moves out here.
Okay, second sentence from Graham Hancock. British writer and journalist. He's known for pseudo-scientific theories involving ancient civilizations, earth changes, stone monuments, and megaliths, altered states of consciousness, ancient myths, and astronomical or astrological data from the past. Hancock's work proposed a connection with Mother Culture, which he believes or other ancient civilizations sprang. An example of pseudo-history and pseudo-archaeology. His work has neither been peer-reviewed nor published in academic journals. I mean, it's like a fun way to think about things, though. I don't mind that. A lot of these dudes, like, either A, write, like, science fiction, or B, become cult leaders after writing science fiction, like Scientology. So, if he's just like, talking about ancient astronauts and shit, then good for him.
It's not talking about ancient.
Some of the more fascinating pieces of evidence in South America have come out recently about these channels and pathways that they've found in the Amazon that could not have been created any other way but by humans.
Absolutely.
Creating irrigation, humans creating, like, it appears like grids, like a city grid.
Definitely. The Amazon is a colossal mystery, and it's one of the subjects that I explore in depth in America before. First of all, to give some basic figures.
Because like it's picking up everything from the speakers.
The Amazon basin is huge. The Amazon basin is 7 million square kilometers in area. And within it, 5.5 million square kilometers remains almost entirely unstudied by archaeologists. And that's the 5.5 million square kilometers that is still covered by dense rainforest. And to put that into perspective, 5.5 million square kilometers is the size of the entire Indian subcontinent. So it's like saying, we've done world archaeology, but we've just ignored India, you know. We've done world archaeology, but we've just ignored the Amazon. It's the same argument. 5.5 million square kilometers. The view was, again, there was a dogma. There was a preconception. Human beings couldn't have flourished in the Amazon. It's not a resource-rich area. The soils are poor. It's a difficult area, challenging to get to, very far from the Bering Straits. So the view was that humans hadn't entered the Amazon until about 1,000 years ago. And then gradually, little by little, that view has begun to change. And it's begun to change because of the tragic clearances of the Amazon, because the Amazon rainforest is literally being cut down and turned into soybean farms and cattle ranches. And in that cutting down process has emerged things that shouldn't be there at all. For example, evidence that large cities flourished in the Amazon. Enormous cities, which were larger than there was a Spanish explorer who went down the Amazon River system in 1541 to 1542. He was the first European to cross the entire length of South America from west to east along the Amazon. He reported seeing incredible cities, advanced arts and crafts, millions of people, a thriving culture. And 100 years later, when other Europeans got into the Amazon, they couldn't find these cities.
Okay, that's a cap all the way. I'm sorry, but like no Western colonialist has ever fucking benefited the indigenous population of the areas that they visited. As a matter of fact, the only thing that they increase is bacterial culture by literally giving them diseases that they had never encountered before, which wipes out a gigantic swath of the population. I don't know if this is like, I don't know who he's talking about specifically, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what else he says.
So they said, oh, Francisco Orellana, that was his name, made it all up. It was just a fantasy. And then in the last decade, as the clearances of the Amazon have proceeded, we've begun to see the traces of those cities. What happened was that the Spaniards brought smallpox into the Amazon. Smallpox devastated the local population because there was no immunity to it. There was a massive die-off. The cities were deserted. Within 50 years, they were completely overgrown by the jungle, and that's why they were not seen by the explorers who came in 100 years later. But now the jungle's being cleared, those cities are emerging, and we can say that a city like London, which had a population of roughly 50,000 in the 16th century, there were cities of that size all over the Amazon. Wow. Huge numbers of them. And a possible total population of the Amazon that exceeded 20 million people.
What?
Yes, 20 million. This is the latest evidence from the Amazon. And then you ask yourself, how did they do that? How did they...
I mean, there's LiDAR mapping.
Yeah.
Look, so this is what someone sent me. Airborne LiDAR for archaeology in Central and South America. Teledyne optic sensors map ancient civilizations under the rainforest. It makes sense that if, like, forestation occurred in an area after, like, a gigantic swath of the population fucking got wiped out, as a consequence of like smallpox and numerous other diseases that these Western colonialists were carrying, that the indigenous population had no way of dealing with. That does make sense if forests grew on top of it.
But how incredible is that to think of all of the rivers as canals? I just think it's the more they uncover it, the more I want to learn about it, because it seems huge.
I don't know how this is different than what other people say, though. Mm-hmm. But also, I totally understand. I mean, ancient civilizations had different ways of building like architecture and city planning that are more successful in the way that we still haven't been able to deal with them. Like, we still have nothing in comparison. What I mean by this is like cooling systems, like ancient cooling systems, ancient heating systems. Like these are ways that ancient civilizations were good. Not ancient civilizations, but like civilizations of the past were able to fucking build. Indigenous populations were able to build like habitable environments. Obviously, the temperature has changed since then as well. But I'm not saying that they're fucking aliens. I'm just saying that, like, we have a tendency to overlook the technological achievements of indigenous populations, because we have a tendency to, think that they're barbaric, think that they're wild, think that they're primitive, but in many ways they have better structure and better heating cooling systems, for example, that we still have not been able to replicate or choose not to replicate.
It's just interesting to rethink history and what we think is true. I really want to know more about the Library of Alexandria, and that's something that we'll never really be able to understand, but that's a totally different subject.
Yeah. Joe Rogan, I'm surprised he didn't bring up, ivermectin. He should have been like, hey, why didn't they bring horse paste with them? Like horse dewormer, apple flavored. Shit will work real well.
Easy solution.
Feed 20 million people in the Amazon, because it's a fact, rainforest soils are poor. It's one of the reasons these soybean farms are a really stupid idea, because once you clear the rainforest, the land is largely unfertile and you can't grow stuff on it for very long. So how did they feed all these people? The answer was they invented a soil. And that soil has a name. It's called terra preta. Archaeologists refer to it as Amazonian dark earths or Amazonian black earth. It's a man-made soil. It's thousands of years old. It's full of microbes that are not found in adjoining soil. It's based around biochar. And you can take a handful of 8,000-year-old terra preta and you...
What do I think about pyramids? They're sick. I don't know what else to say about it. I feel like, again, it goes back to like ancient tech that we simply still cannot comprehend. But then again, when you think about it, like, we still only have theories as to why planes fly. We know how to make something fly, but we don't know why it flies. Did you know that? There is no mathematical equation that has been able to successfully... What? No, it's literally true. Stop fucking question marking me, guys.
Can you explain that? Because I don't...
We do not know how airplanes fly. Like, we don't have, like... Okay. Or sorry, we don't know how they stay in the air, okay? Here you go, Scientific American, chat. You dumb fucks. Ask your brother this is not true. No, dumbass, my brother's the one who fucking told me. On a strictly mathematical level, engineers know how to design planes that will stay aloft, but equations don't explain why aerodynamic lift occurs. There are two competing theories that illuminate the forces and factors of lift. Both are incompetent explanations. Aerodynamicists have recently tried to close the gaps in understanding. Still no consensus exists. My literal aerospace engineer brother is the one who, like... It told me about this. That is very different than what you said. No, that's when 35,000 dickheads who love getting into the hive mind of like dunking on the streamer turn around and try to fucking cope with the reality that like they literally did not know something, thought that I was completely and wholeheartedly incorrect, and now they're turning around to be like, oh well, you said something different. No, I didn't, and you didn't know that this existed until this very moment, and you should check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself. Okay?
That's a cool photo.
There you go. I love that the some of the dumbasses are still continuing on with the misinformation, going, saying that like, oh well, dude, that's 20 years old. Is it? It's from February 1st, 2020.
So why can't we explain why they stay in the air?
I mean, they know how to make something stay in the air. They just don't know like how to prove it. They can't prove it.
Okay, we just know the air and the wings.
And this is not like a conspiracy, for the record, for all of you guys in the chat that are saying like this is a conspiracy. It's just one of the HasanAbi, the left-wing Joe Rogan with the small audience of frogs. It's so stupid. This is making me so fucking... It's like the eel thing, okay? We still don't know how eels reproduce. Did you know that?
Electric eels?
Like just eels in general. We don't know how they reproduce.
We've never viewed it, or...
We've never been able to document how... There's theories on how eels reproduce, but we still don't know.
We don't even know if it's eggs or if they come out as eels.
Okay, still... Okay, there's yet another fucking situation where chat is throwing up question marks. There are theories on them.
Vigorously types.
Here, it is mostly true that scientists don't know the full reproductive cycles of eels in the wild. The caveat is that, contrary to claims made on social media, they have been observed reproducing in captivity and their sexual organs have been observed.
Have been observed.
So it's mostly fucking true. We literally tracked them to the spawning ground and observed baby eels there.
Fuck 'em.
The irony is that, like, I literally was on team we definitely know how eels reproduce when someone in the chat told me that we don't know. And then I fucking did the research on stream. I, like, looked it up and found that, like, no, we literally don't know how fucking eels reproduce in the wild. We have theories, but we don't fully know. And even then, motherfuckers are now turning around once again and shitting on me, saying that I'm wrong. It's the same fucking chat. You guys see one cute fucking girl and you act out, dude. Please, okay, behave. Like, she's not gonna be like, oh my god, like, who's that sexy contrarian thinker in the chat? Like, you know, hit my line. Like, my DMs are open, sweaty. That's not gonna happen, okay?
Sweaty.
I'm letting you know that, like, that's not gonna happen. So just, like, stop fucking behaving in this, like, weird way. You're embarrassing me in front of my guests.
I think we need to change the subject.
Oh, I yell at chat all the time.
Do you?
Oh, always. Like, it's just a constant thing. Well, it's a daycare. There's a lot of babies in here, and like
anytime there's like a thing that might bring up a alternate viewpoint, I feel like it gets real hot in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're abusive towards us. Shut the fuck up, Silent Peace 95.
Aww.
Sometimes for hours, or if it's a house, it can go for weeks. Yeah. We are abuse victims around here, but we like it.
It's usually how it goes.
What is hard to understand about a pyramid? They just use slaves? I don't think it's that easy.
We can't get into the pyramid thing, because that's just, there's a lot of things going on over there.
Okay, let's keep
You
going.
can add it to barren soil, and that soil will instantly become fertile. It's highly sought after in the Amazon, and it explains how they fed these people. There was science in the Amazon.
How did they create this?
Well, this is something that's not understood. It's still not understood by soil experts to this day as to how that was done, but it's one of many intriguing pieces of evidence of much higher development in the Amazon that it has been given credit for, and of a kind of science in the Amazon.
Jamie's got an image of it up there. So this is it?
This is terra preta, yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. And
so was that done by burns? Did they use controlled burns?
They did. One way that it was achieved was to do wet burning. Of middens. They would be burned and smolder. They wouldn't burn fiercely, which just produces charcoal. They would burn and smolder, and that what is called biochar would result, and that's part of the fertility of the soil. But the mystery is the microbial content of this soil, which is completely different from the microbes in neighboring soils, and that remains unexplained.
So, what are the theories? Composting, some sort of advanced composting?
Yes, some sort of advanced composting. But again, what has not been explained is the microbial content of these soils. So there first of all is an issue.
Is it just fucking poop? So they just shat. Like, what if they just shat in the compost?
Issue of how two things: how large populations get fed in the Amazon, and evidence that there was a culture in the Amazon that was.
We still don't know 90% of the oceans.
Yeah, I know that. I think about that a lot, almost every day. My
Same.
theory, based off of no evidence or science, is that it gets so condensed that it just spills out into space, and that's why we get those crazy fucking animals. Go look at an octopus.
Oh, dude, don't get me started.
Go look at a giant squid and tell me that thing isn't from space.
Oh, we are in 100% agreement on this. I'm terrified of the ocean.
Yeah, give me the question marks.
I'm terrified of the ocean, and I do think that octopus are fucking octopi are like actual literal fucking space freak aliens that want to destroy us.
Look at those things. Those things are disturbing looking.
Yeah, I know. And then people eat them.
Or have you seen the one with like the clear translucent head and has 4 eyes? That thing is crazy.
Or the one that was like documented near the fucking oil rig.
Didn't see that one.
Oh my god, chat, link the oil rig one. Deep sea creatures are disgusting, terrifying.
They're
We
so
should stay away
cool,
from
though.
them.
Wait, I'm gonna try to find this one.
My chat has a specific community-based idea too, where they believe that orca civilizations are hiding underwater and they're very smart.
I believe that. I feel like they have meetings. Okay, look at this thing.
What the fuck is that? What kind of fish
It has eyes down here and it has eyes up here so it can look up.
Oh, this is the one. Wait, there's a video of it though.
Look at that thing.
Hold on. Look at this video. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at
What
how
the
long.
fuck?
Yup.
You're gonna tell me that that's just a thing that's normally occurring on Earth?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust it. These things are not from here.
Over 80% of the ocean in ocean's entire biomass is one fish species. Wait, really? I feel like you just made that up.
How do we know that if we haven't discovered 90% of it?
I bet it tastes good. Dude, this thing would fucking kill your whole family, dude.
Yeah. Proudly. Yeah, that thing has an iris.
Do you believe in mermaids?
I don't know if I believe in mermaids, but I do think that some of the ancient lore, there's some truth to it.
Like what?
Because think about being a fisherman out in the seas in those times for months at a time. You're either delusional and seeing crazy shit,
Yes.
or you're actually far enough out there to where you see things that people never are out there long enough to see.
I think it's column A more than column B.
Yeah, probably sun damage.
Hasan can't stop himself. He's at it again. Yes, this is like my new series of just fucking constantly getting cute girls to watch Joe Rogan. If I recall, mermaids were actually manatees that they were hallucinating as women. Yeah, that makes more
I
sense.
can believe that. Sirens. I think it's just kind of more interesting to think that it's a sexy woman that's trying to get you, you know? It's more fun.
Please, that is from Earth. It's just the gigantic. Yeah, a lot of the fishes down there get gigantism, right? So because of the pressure, gigantic pressure exerted on them by the ocean has required life to adapt to an extreme environment. Just think of them as ocean's rednecks. Yeah, they're hell yeah, brother. I'm down here. That's why I'm next to the oil rig, brother. I'm trying to suck on your milkshake. That's what he's doing. He's like, what's going on here, brother? Coming down to my part of town. Mermaids were shape-shifting octopuses and the pirates had sex with them? Okay.
Blobfish are sick. But isn't it also true that
Do you hear this? Do you see this? This
What?
is some pirate shit that you would vibe with.
some pirates were convinced that wearing an earring would improve or even cure bad eyesight?
Read it out loud. Yell more.
Some pirates were convinced that wearing an earring would improve or even cure bad eyesight, as they believed that the precious metals in the earrings possessed magical healing powers. I thought it was to get rid of seasickness. That's also why they wore the eye patch.
It's like Rock Bottom Town of SpongeBob. They treat them as second-class citizens. Oh, yeah! Would I fuck pussy like a mermaid? No.
I don't think they have pussy. Do they?
I would suspect that they have to, since it's made up. But also because, you know, I wouldn't, though. Because, like, I'm not into fish. You guys know this. I don't even eat seafood, so... All right, let's keep
Capable
going.
of manipulating the environment in such a way that it could support large populations with the invention of terra preta. Secondly, new evidence previously not recognized, the Amazon is basically a
Come on this
garden.
chair.
The Amazon is a man-made rainforest. There are certain
I could
trees
run a
like
mile right now.
Brazil nut trees or the
Right
ice
now.
cream bean tree, which are food crops, which are very, very valuable, and they dominate the tree regime in the Amazon. They're what's referred to as hyperdominant species. In other words, people living in the Amazon over thousands of years selected certain trees, which they then cultivated and grew. So the whole thing is not simply a wild, pristine rainforest. It's a very ancient man-made environment. And emerging from that man-made environment, as well as evidence of large cities, large populations, and this mysterious dark earth, are huge geometrical structures. and again, I go into this at length in America before because I love this mystery. We have in the UK structures that are called henges. I live in the city of Bath, and about 30 miles away there's a beautiful site called Avebury, and another more famous site called Stonehenge. And what a henge is a ditch which has been dug deep, and then an embankment has been pushed up outside the ditch. When people first saw these structures, they wondered if they'd been built for defense. But then it became obvious they hadn't been built for defense, because if you want to create a moat, you put it outside your embankment, not
really
inside your embankment. So a henge is an earthwork which consists of a deep moat with a large embankment outside it, and it can be circular, it can be square, and in the UK and other parts of Europe, it often contains stone circles, megalithic stone circles as well, but the henge itself is entirely an earthwork. What we find in the Amazon are thousands of henges that are now beginning to emerge from the cleared area of the jungle, and others that have been identified for the first time with LiDAR. LiDAR technology is being employed in the Amazon. It's non-destructive. You can see what's under the trees.
What is LiDAR?
Okay?
Light imaging and detective radar. They bounce laser beams down into the jungle. There's a whole pattern of them. You need helicopters, and but it doesn't damage the rainforest. And you can strip away and see what's there. If this isn't too much of a diversion, let me give you the example of Guatemala. Guatemala is a small country. If I remember correctly, it's not much more than 100,000 square kilometers in size.
Oh, damn, you're bored.
Yeah.
You made me watch this.
Should we play like Mario Kart or something? Can we do that?
You want to play Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Are you good at Mario Kart?
No.
Why do you want to play it then?
Because it's fun. You don't have to be good at something to do it.
I mean, that's true. Everyone will shit on you, though. I'm just letting you know.
I don't fucking care. They've been shitting on me this whole time.
Damn, that's right.
The internet roasts me every day.
Really? What do they say?
Everything.
I'll defend them. I mean, I'll defend you.
I'll defend them.
I'll defend them.
I don't know, everything. Who cares? It doesn't matter. We can do anything we want in this world.
I like that. It's very Sigma of you. You're a Sigma female.
Why? What makes you say that?
Do you know what that is?
Sigma, no.
It's like a fucking meme. You're just like everything else. Like,
you just speak in memes. You're like the bumblebee of memes.
Yeah, no, that's what Twitch is. You're describing Twitch.
Fuck yeah.